I'm going to turn real quick to a certificate of occupancy in which was issued just in May of this year. It was issued to another ambulatory surgery center. Alma Women's, just a half mile away, 14 mile away. It says description visit medical clinic. Why? It's an ambulatory surgery center. Please vote no on the redesign of the ambulatory surgery center.
4 minutes is the maximum. Thank you, Mr. Barlow. Gerald Ripley.
Mayor Taylor, City Council, I want to speak on the role of government. What do we need our elected officials to do? Here are 6 functions of government. The foremost role of elected officials is to serve their constituents. One who has this hard attitude is the one who will perform this function well. Serving includes being attentive to concerns expressed by voters. Obviously, listening is a crucial skill set to cultivate. If a city council member steadfastly refuses to meet face to face with a group of constituents who see things differently than he or she does, what can those same constituents anticipate if that city council member one day became mayor? Elected officials set policy. They enact ordinances for the welfare of voters. They keep liquor stores and pawn shops away from schools. They regulate what can be constructed in residential neighborhoods. Another function of elected officials is to protect citizens. They provide for law enforcement, firefighting. They build prisons. They fund courts. Yet another function is to give oversight to city employees to carry out policy and perform government services. This involves evaluation and requiring accountability. Sometimes it entails dealing with messes and logjams. Giving oversight requires backbone and fortitude and a keen sense of fairness. For example, City Council needs to not be intimidated and to ensure that Planned Parenthood be required to implement the same regulations required in other agencies when DST messes up.
Mike.
It is critical to the climate community that things be set right even if financial cost is incurred in order to do so. And we also have this for here.
Stack of files I brought in.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, don't.
Still another function of elected officials is to ensure transparency. We want and need transparency in city government. It needs to be valued and promoted as a core value. It needs to be demonstrated in awkward situations. It builds trust. It strengthens confidence when it votes to government. And voting mistakes about required accountability is not transparency. Neither is covering them up. Tomorrow, vote to approve the proposed C1 zoning amendment, unfortunately, would serve to whitewash mistakes and irregularities in the Planned Parenthood zoning decision. Whitewash and transparency don't mix. There's one last responsibility required of most government. It's the very last one. It's after the new year. The eminent statesman Daniel Webster stated when he said, "The greatest thought that has ever been in my mind is that one day I will have to stand before a holy God and give an account of my life to those give account of my life. Those who govern will one day give account to the one who ordained government for the decisions they make, the actions they take. I urge you, don't cover, don't whitewash the Planned Parenthood zoning decision. Vote no on the C1 zoning amendment."
Madam Chair, I defer my time to Sylvia.
Okay, thank you. Sylvia, you got it now?
Good evening, City Council and Mayor Taylor. I'm here again to voice my concerns as a citizen of San Antonio. I'm concerned about this redefinition of the ASC amendment, the ambulatory surgical center amendment. I know it allows for other facilities that are day surgeries, not just abortion facilities, to have free reign here in San Antonio. But my biggest concern is Planned Parenthood. I'm very concerned that they will have free reign in our city. They will expand to the south side and west side and east side. They are a business that has got big plans. It's big money business. Sadly, some people have this mentality that it's a much needed evil in our society, abortion. And I disagree, and I think our citizens of San Antonio deserve better. I am very concerned that this is even being voted on because in the midst of all the scandal of what's happening in the ambulatory surgical center at 1240 Babcock, through the scandal that I mentioned that I'm talking about, is that there are investigations for not only Medicare fraud, but possibly other violations on their business practices. I feel that this is being rushed. I don't think it's fair to the citizens of San Antonio if we were to have such an amendment voted in. Why would we want to give free rein to people or to businesses such as Planned Parenthood? I know that they're targeting the south side and west side. They don't appear to be having the business that they want up there in the north side, according to their own, statements. But they do have business. It's booming out there, but they want more. They want to change our society in San Antonio. I don't think we need to be known as the capital of abortion for the state of Texas. I don't think that we want this as a tourism in San Antonio, that people stay on the Riverwalk while they come and have an abortion. I've witnessed that when people have had parking permits on their rearview mirror that they've stayed at the Riverwalk. I mean, there is so much more to San Antonio. And I also don't think that everyone on council and you, Mayor, would want more unhappy residents in San Antonio like the Drumio Estate residents. I mean, this is not fair to property values for them to situate themselves next to residential areas, to churches, to possible elementary schools. I don't think this is something we need. We don't need this growth. And I'm not saying that this is all that would grow under an ASC, but I suspect that this is the big thing that would happen in San Antonio if you vote yes on this. So I ask you and I beg you to vote no tomorrow, to give this full consideration. There is more value to the citizens of San Antonio. I am gravely concerned that the Planned Parenthood business would expand here and would gobble up the beauty, the natural family values that we hold here in our city. Thank you.
Richard Pamela, Betty Eckhart.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Back again, asking you to do the same thing you've been asking me to do for a long time. Who in the world is the architect of this amendment? Whose idea? I sure would like to know. I will tell you, Councilman Trevino, if this ordinance is passed in your district, you will have 3 clinics open up. You will have one in Palmas Park Terrace. We closed that abortion clinic when we were in District 9. I wish we were still in District 9. I wouldn't be faced with this now. They're not going to allow it in other districts. But it will be allowed in District 1. And you have three facilities ready to open. One has fence around it. The buildings have been torn down. We're probably doing this Planned Parenthood incentives to have a building, probably tax breaks and no telling what else. We have 3 locations ready for shame on San Antonio. Millions of babies are being killed in the United States, and we want to bring children from other countries to take care of them? What are we thinking? We're sending our young people to war to be killed? We're doing it right here in our own country. And guess what, Mayor Taylor? If you look and see who's having this abortion, you're going to find out that it's mainly Black people and the Hispanic people. So when you look at the percentages, are we trying to eliminate or eradicate the race? Please vote no, get rid of this amendment, do the right thing.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. Now, speaking to the floor.
Thank you, Mayor Taylor and San Antonio City Council members. And thank you to all of our citizens that hit our night. This is so important. This is our time when democracy should be at the forefront. Unfortunately, this is not broadcast live. The city council meeting is tomorrow. However, today I want to talk about first freedom and the American Revolution. And you all will probably hear a lot about this if I get my way between now and next November, because I'm filed as a candidate in the Libertarian Party of the United States Congress. And I think too often people forget about American history. And I know, Mayor Taylor, that you love to study history and love American history. And I would like to remind you that the American history of the American Revolution was in some ways inspired by the so-called liberal or libertarian thinkers. The term was sometimes used interchangeably. But tonight I want to talk about first freedom and the First Amendment, which gives us religious freedom. So it is so important that people that have their religious beliefs and their strong beliefs come here, even when the government is oppressive. When we have a state government like Texas that in some ways oppresses the people of Texas. But our religion can lead us. This is so important. So today I want to talk about sanctuary cities. And not that you have to vote for that, but that I want to support that. I certainly support the religious group that is here asking to move the Planned Parenthood out of the neighborhood, to move it to a more appropriate location, to respect the zoning laws and respect, equal rights for all citizens. And use your faith in some ways to guide you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.